Okay, so last week we touched on how your emotions can sometimes feel really intense, especially that anxiety. You mentioned that when that emotion happens, your first instinct is to try to push it away to just make it stop.
Yeah, exactly. It's just really bad. And I don't know why I would want to feel that way. I just want it to go away so I can go about my day and do what I need to do. I just get really frustrated with myself.
And that makes sense. It's a completely natural reaction to want to avoid anxiety because it's uncomfortable. And when you tell yourself, I need this to go away, or this is so stupid, I can't believe I'm obsessing about this again, what happens? Does it work? Does the anxiety actually go away?
No, not really, honestly. It feels like it just comes back stronger. It's like I'm stuck in this cycle and I'm fighting with my brain, but my brain's winning.
hmm And you're describing an important paradox. When you tell yourself you shouldn't be feeling or thinking something, you're sending two powerful messages to yourself. The first is that this feeling is dangerous and threatening, and the second is I'm bad or weak for feeling this way. What do you think that does to you?
I don't know. It feels not good. It just feels like I'm adding fuel to the fire.
Exactly. You're not only still having the original anxiety, but now you've layered on frustration, shame, and judgment, a sense of failure for not being able to control it. The more we try to suppress emotions, the more they stick around.
Well, so I'm supposed to just let the anxiety be there? That sounds terrible.
It does sound counterintuitive, but it's not about letting strong emotions run your life. It's about changing your relationship with them. And believe it or not, we actually want our emotions around because they are data, they are messengers for us. Think about it like this: a fire alarm is loud and uncomfortable, right? But it's delivering critical information. It's saying, hey, pay attention. Now, sometimes it's a false alarm, but you wouldn't know until you checked for the fire.
Okay.
So, for example, anger can alert us to injustice and motivate us to defend what we care about. And happiness and excitement can help us connect with others and encourage us to keep doing things we value. So, every emotion has a job. Can you think of a time when another uncomfortable emotion, say sadness, actually signaled something important or even helpful to you?
Helpful? I don't know. Well, when my dog passed away a few years ago, I was upset for weeks. It was awful.
I'm sorry to hear that. In that sadness, what did you find yourself doing?
I guess I called my sister a lot more, and we shared old photos, and my friends came over with food. I guess it made me reach out to people and showed me who's really there for me.
Okay, so the sadness pointed to your loss, and in so doing, it encouraged you to seek contact and strengthen your connections. You see the pattern? The messages aren't always pleasant, but they're important. So now for the big one, anxiety. That fire alarm goes off so often. Has it ever prompted an action from you?
Before my performance review last quarter, I was a wreck. It was so anxious.
And what did you do because you felt that anxiety?
Well, because I was so worried, I spent the entire weekend preparing and collecting my completed projects. And I went in, and the review went great, but it was probably because I was over prepared. But isn't that just giving in to the anxiety? I spent my entire weekend doing that. And that kind of constant checking doesn't always feel good.
Right. And that's an incredibly important question. You're pointing to the fine line between understanding an emotion's function and getting trapped by its demands. And it's a huge topic that I promise we'll get back to in the future. But for today, the goal is simply to acknowledge the first idea that emotions, even uncomfortable ones, have functions. They carry information. Before we can learn how to respond wisely, we first have to be willing to believe there's a message worth hearing at all. So the goal isn't to get rid of the feeling, but to develop a more accepting, curious attitude. To ask, okay, you're here. What information are you bringing me? When we do that, we take away the fuel from that secondary fire of judgment and frustration.
So the original anxiety might be there, but at least I'm not feeling bad about feeling it.
Exactly. You're not adding fuel to the fire, you're just starting to listen for the message. So let's use the emotion exercise on MindLamp to think more about what different emotions tell us.